Well, it's Wednesday, and I didn't get a lot of comic book writing, reading done this time around. So we're down to two issues of the series Radio Spaceman from Mike Mignola and Greg Hinkle. This is actually the cover of the second issue. That's Hinkle's art. And then, of course, the cover to the first one is Mike Mignola of Hellboy fame. And I just happened to stumble upon a sketch he had done. And I thought, I wonder if he actually did a comic book of this. This looks interesting. And I believe it was a pencil sketch of maybe this or a separate one. And looked it up. And it's a comic book series that they did either a year ago or maybe even two. I'm already blanking. It says 2021 on the cover. Maybe that is when it came out. So, boy, yeah, that's 3 years ago. 4. Jeez. Where does the time go? So, I'm a big Mignola fan. Of course, the Hellboy series. I liked his odd takes on comic book heroes, and the likes of Lobster Johnson and whatnot. He did this one brief one with the Amazing Screw-On Head, just this character who worked for Abraham Lincoln. And so it's a neat thing, and I expected pretty much the same here, and that's kind of what you get. Radio Spaceman. Why Radio Spaceman? And well, he's just a skull floating in a spacesuit. How does that work? Well, the story explains itself. Now, this is, I've got the pages all mixed up. This is from issue 2, where there's something of a damsel in distress in this story, about to be sacrificed to some, and he still fits in Lovecraftian stuff. Mignola's a big Lovecraft fan, even though this is in outer space and stuff like that. But it all works, and so it's cool. Of course, I would have liked Mignola to do the full art, but Hinkle does a good job. He's got this quirky style that fits in with it, and I think he did do some Hellboy. I can't remember. But anyway, you with Hellboy, you really want Mignola to do it, but there's a few others that do a pretty good job when he just doesn't have the time or what have you. But anyway, this is from the first issue where Radio Spaceman. He's a man out in space, and this guy projects his consciousness into it. It takes a little setup, just a little. Guess these are his idea men, and they got their light bulbs. And so there you go. He hooks up to this matrix, and there's this thing that is Spaceman, Radio Spaceman, and the signal reaches him, and so off he goes on some mission they do for him to go rescue some people who got lost on this planet, part of a ship that went down. And so not everybody just projects themselves into outer space. They actually go out there and travel. So it's a fun, weird adventure tale of this character, crazy wolf men or dog men from this other planet, and so on and so forth, trying to eat his helmet. But I won't spoil all the stuff. But it's a neat setup. I would like to see a follow up to it, hopefully, as it's got a cool and clever style and charm to it. And if Hinkle's not able to return, maybe Mignola could do it himself. That would be cool. But these are the sketches. So I saw this somewhere, and you can see he dated it 2020. So it was bouncing around for a while before he actually committed to a story. And so there's one of the simple pencil sketches. There's another with some frog-looking guy. See, they could do a whole series with this guy. You know, who's he? So there you go. A weird new character who has these adventures in space, and yeah, I was charmed by it. It's two issues, and it's very simple and straightforward in a lot of ways. But given time, I he could have a whole new series out of this. I don't know if he'll ever top anything beyond Hellboy. I mean, for me, I'm sold. I mean, the way the narrative about Lobster Johnson was set up, you already know his fate and everything. And that's similar with Hellboy himself. All the Hellboy stories are now prequels because his ultimate fate has already been told as well. So, but here's this new character. You could go and deal with it as he goes in outer space uh, with his radio transmissions to the main guy who controls him. So, anyway, that's what I had time for. Apologies for not having more, but well, these things happen. But uh, this was a nice little treat. As a a deviation from the typical superhero stuff, uh, and all very well contained within its own narrative, and deserves some attention. And for I think people should check it out, and hopefully maybe there'll be a follow up to it someday, or perhaps this is it, and that'll have to be enough. But it's a charming story and character, and I was quite taken with it.